On the southern shore of the Mediterranean Sea and the northern edge of Africa, Tunisia gave its old name, Afriqiya, to the continent. Tunisia was one of the best-known parts of Africa, when the rest of the continent was shrouded in mystery. From prehistoric times, Tunisia has figured in the adventures of heroes. Homer's Ulysses landed on the Tunisian island of Djerba, the land of the lotus eaters, and he found it difficult to leave. Only recently have we cast light on the original inhabitants of the country, the Berbers, who called themselves Imaziren, meaning free men. They were intrepid horsemen, fierce mountain dwellers, hard-working peasants, and experienced merchants. And they absorbed successive waves of conquerors: Phoenician, Roman, Byzantine, Arab, Turkish, and European. In 814 BC, Elisa, a Phoenician princess from Tyre, founded the legendary city of Carthage. The epoch of her city and its empire were one of the heydays of Tunisian history. Vases, masks, statuettes, jewelry, mirrors, amulets, coins, and other treasures are eloquent witness to one of the most brilliant civilizations the world has known. From 1000 to 300 BC, this city was the capital of Africa and dominated the Western Mediterranean. A cosmopolitan city, it drew wealth, technology, and ideas from Greece, the Orient, and Asia. Today, from Birse Hill, where the citadel of Carthage once stood, one can admire splendid vestiges of the past, including temples and the military and commercial Punic ports. The remains of Kerkouan are the best preserved of all Tunisia's Punic towns. Kerkouan was surrounded by a double wall and had wide streets lined with houses and buildings incorporating all the comforts of the time: indigo-colored pavements, spacious rooms, wells, basins, water systems, and baths in the shape of clogs, a highly original feature not found elsewhere. Like anywhere else, Punic history was a series of wars and conquests, alternating with periods of peace and prosperity. Soon, ambitious Rome displaced Carthage and achieved dominance throughout the Mediterranean world. 3 Punic wars, stretching over more than a century, saw great Carthaginian leaders like Hanno, Amilcar, and Hannibal battling with the Roman legions. Finally, in 146 BC, Carthage was stormed, and the famous instruction from the Roman Senate, Carthago delenda est, was carried out. Later, on the ruins of Punic Carthage, the new Roman city of Carthage was built. After the destruction of Punic power, Roman control was extended throughout North Africa, as far as the Sahara Desert. the Numidian prince Jugurtha fought an unsuccessful 7-year war against the new masters. Now a proconsular province, Ifriqiya became the granary of Rome. A system of roads extended from Carthage to the burgeoning cities of the province: Duga, Bularegia, Maktar, Vaga, Sufutela, Thurburbu Mayus, and Utica. Each became the rival of the others in the splendor of its architecture and wealth. Everywhere, agriculture, trade, and culture flourished. At El Jem, the imposing Colosseum towers up in all its majesty over the surrounding landscape, witness to the prosperity and creative genius of the epoch. Even in the smallest towns, Latin and Greek were taught, along with law, mathematics, rhetoric, philosophy, and architecture. Aqueducts, baths, temples, triumphal arches, theaters, amphitheaters, and splendid mosaics dot the Tunisian landscape. The richness of Carthaginian art culminated in these mosaics, which depicted the everyday activities, beliefs, customs, and pleasures of a highly civilized people. They have been found all over the country, and the Bardo Museum has probably the finest collection of mosaics in the world. Anyone who explores the rooms of Tunisia's museums cannot fail to be amazed by these pictures, which decorated the floors of luxurious houses of the past. Tunisia was also a land of learning, and above all, of eloquence. Grammarians, orators, teachers, lawyers, poets, and writers have passed down to us inscriptions which commemorate and immortalize the life of our ancestors. From Virgil we have the Aeneid, and from Florus and Apuleius, songs, poems, and the famous novels Metamorphoses. From the beginning of the first millennium, proconsular Africa gradually adopted the Christian faith. With Roman power in decline, the names of Tertullian, Saint Cyprian, and Saint Augustine come to the fore. Saint Augustine, a bishop, an orator, and a writer of exceptional qualities, was one of the great figures of the Church, and made an important mark on the history of Christian Africa. The Vandals profited from the decadence of the Roman Empire and invaded Spain and North Africa. Under King Genseric, they captured Rome and declared Carthage the capital of their new Vandal kingdom. The Vandals held North Africa for a century until they were replaced by the Byzantines, who in turn succumbed to the advancing armies of the Arabs in 677 AD.